Good morning, Magic Fam. I am trying to do something that's not working. All right, I'll just stop trying to do that and focus. I'm Sarah, founder of the Sisters Enchanted. I'm sucking down a cough drop, so I apologize for that. It should be done any second here. Oh, wait, I think we're good. I think I'm good. And today I am talking to you about the full moon in Capricorn, and I got my other thing working. We are live in all the places: Facebook, the app, YouTube, not Instagram though. Instagram doesn't play well with this, but so hello everybody. Again, I'm Sarah, founder of the Sisters Enchanted. I am finishing up a cough drop, so I swear that background noise will be done momentarily. Getting over a cold. But we have a full moon in Capricorn happening, and I wanted to come chat with you about it because I love okay, that's not true. I don't super love the different energies of Cancer and Capricorn. So let me back up here and give you a little bit of background information. Whenever we have a new moon, the new moon is always in the same sign. I finished this cough drop. The new moon's always in the same sign that the sun is in, right? So it's Cancer season. So the lunar cycle that we are in is a Cancer lunar cycle. Now, astronomically speaking, our full moon is typically the opposite sign of that new moon. And this works out because of the sun and moon alignment. You know, when we can't see the moon because the light from the sun's not reflecting, and then it's opposite and it's reflecting, right? I think that's how it works. No science teacher here. Anyway, so when we look at the energy of the new moon and the full moon, it is almost always this opposite energy here. Now, the thing about Cancer and Capricorn is that in the zodiac, they are a lot like the Emperor and the Empress in tarot, where we have the nurturing sort of energy of Cancer, and we have that more assertive energy of Capricorn. So if you're thinking of like the a kid who scrapes their knee or something, that Cancer energy is going to want to give the kid a hug and a Band-Aid and a popsicle. That Capricorn energy might be like, what lesson did you learn here? And how do you keep moving forward? How do we get up and brush it off and keep going? Right? And both are important energies, but they are polar opposites. They're completely different. And the thing about that, I think, in particular with Cancer and Capricorn, is that it brings to attention in our lives the areas where maybe we aren't being structured enough. We're not acting on that Capricorn energy enough, or where we're not nurturing ourselves enough. So it can go either way here, depending on who you are, your personality, your your energy, your astrology blueprint, your own star map. Depending on all of that, how you interact with this energy is going to be different. Now, I'm a Cancer rising, so this Capricorn energy is definitely something that I need for balance, and it's also hard for me to sort of harness and work through. Now, as I said a moment ago, with the new moon and the full moon being those opposite energies most of the time, astronomically, it's all the time. But in astrology, depending on the time of day and your time zone, sometimes it won't exactly line up for you. At a new moon, we set intentions. At a full moon, we release our attachment to those intentions, or we release the things that held us back from getting those intentions, bringing them into being. But we release so that we can make space to create more of what we do want, or more of what's going to help us get where we want to go. And we do shadow work. So at the new moon here, we have this one energy, right? That sets us up for the lunar cycle. At the full moon, that opposite energy, we're doing that shadow work that we need to do. So we find that balance. One's a set the intention energy, and one is that reflective sort of energy. So here with the Capricorn full moon, we might want to look and say, where have we either, maybe we're leaning into nurturing in that sensitive energy of Cancer, it's possible to lean into that a little too much. Maybe it's time to get up and organize your calendar, clear off the kitchen counter, like open all the bills and get stuff done. Alternatively, maybe you need more of that nurturing. Maybe the shadow work is showing you that you pushed so hard and you're not pausing to take care of yourself. And that's not why you're getting where you want to go. So we want to look at this opposite energy here, this nurture energy and this more get stuff done kind of energy. Capricorn is known sometimes as the CEO of the zodiac. It's the sea goat and will keep climbing till it reaches the top of the mountain. But one thing to understand about Capricorn too is recognizing when they've reached the top and actually celebrating that and pausing there. So we want to look at both the light and the shadow. So just like with Cancer energy is very nurturing, it's very loving. But with that, you can over nurture, you can nurture yourself into just burnout, from like nurturing other people. If you're taking care of everybody else, that can burn you out. If you are feeling so burdened by emotion and grief and overwhelm that you're not moving forward, that's not helpful to yourself either. So we want to look at these two energies here. And that's the opportunity that we have right now with the Capricorn full moon, is to consider this and consider, how have these last 2 weeks been for yourself? What actions did you take? What did you want to do, but then didn't do? And then consider why why didn't you do it? Or maybe all these really amazing things happened in life and everything lined up and you were so motivated, also considering that and thinking, what does that have to tell me about these last 2 weeks? And how can I practice gratitude for that? How can I bring more of that into my life? And looking though at the energy of Cancer and Capricorn as we look at these last 2 weeks, as we're doing our reflections. So that nurturing energy and that more assertive, structured kind of energy, and reconciling the two in your life and what that looks like right now. And that's the best way to really work with a new moon or a full moon, is to consider the lunar cycle and what's happening within it. So whenever there's a new moon and I'm setting intentions, I'm always thinking ahead to what the full moon is for my intentions. So with the Cancer new moon, my intention the last few lunar cycles has been to simplify, to feel simple. Simplicity has been my intention. And for this lunar cycle in particular, with that Cancer energy and considering, where am I emotionally burdened and where do I need to put some structure in to help that? And looking at these energies of the new moon and the full moon really helps to give you a comprehensive look at those energies that are coming your way and how you can work with them to create things into being in your life. So Capricorn full moon for you. We do have on our blog, podcast, and YouTube. And I would go to our blog, thesistersenchanted.com/blog. You can find our astrology forecast for the week ahead. It comes out every Friday. And this week's, it talks about this energy of the Capricorn full moon. And we also have our Capricorn full moon tarot spread on the blog post. So you can find that at thesistersenchanted.com/blog. And every Friday, the astrology forecasts come out and they're recorded by Anna, who is my sister and co-founder here at the Sisters Enchanted, and our astrology teacher, Sarah Mill. We call ourselves Sarah Squared sometimes, the two Sarahs. But Sarah Mill and Anna, they record the astrology forecast, and it comes out every single Friday. And I see Christina, who's here, a part of Team TSE, is linking that up in the comments for everybody also. So you can check that out. But every Friday, you can subscribe to the podcast, and then it just comes to your phone and you can listen in. But you can find it in most everywhere you listen to a podcast or on YouTube. And if you're in our app, you can listen there as well. And then of course on the blog, and that's where you'll find the tarot spread for you to check out and use. If you use it and share it on social media, be sure to tag us. We're on Instagram, _sisters_enchanted. And so we can check it out, because we love to see what y'all are doing with the tarot spreads and the different goodness that we put out into the world. Let's see. Carlos says, I've been very tired and emotional this moon cycle. That's that Cancer energy can be. I'm a Cancer rising, as I said a little bit ago, and your rising sign is sort of the way you see the world. And it's tells a lot about you. And that Cancer energy is definitely emotional, wants to take care of everybody else and do for everybody else and mother everybody else. And so that can be a very overwhelming energy for sure. One of the things we have a thing called the 5-eye spiral. And in our 5-eye spiral, it's what we base our teachings around here at the Sisters Enchanted. And uh, the third eye is insight. And with insight, we look at that as being related to both the full moon and the summer season. And this is where we are doing shadow work. And certainly Cancer season and Leo season can both uh, bring up these things we need to explore, because Cancer is this, it's an emotional energy and can put us in this emotional sort of place. And understanding that, how are our emotions holding us back? How do we ground ourselves? How do we harness our emotions in a powerful way? And then with Leo season, we have that boost of energy, that boost of confidence. And I think that when we're feeling stronger, when we're feeling more confident, when we're doing shadow work's about exploring these bits and pieces of ourselves that we might not really want to explore, like the ways we hold ourselves back. And I think that when we're feeling stronger and we have that energy behind us, it's easier to explore ourselves from a place of neutrality and just see situations for what they are, because we have that extra oomph of Leo behind us. So when we look at it astrologically, we move through this very emotional time to a more like a strong, I've got this, I can do this time. And I think that really helps us to do shadow work, because it brings us through the emotion, and then we can flip that on its head and say, okay, but I'm so strong because of this. And we have that coming up. Leo season, what is it? July 23rd? I am not one of our astrology teachers, so I think it's July 23rd. Let's see. Carmela's asking, could explain headaches and feeling overwhelmed. Well, I think the world around us would explain the feeling overwhelmed. We live in a very overwhelming time. I think that certainly if you do any kind of lunar tracking where you look at your energy as related to the different lunar phases and the zodiac, if you see a pattern that you typically have a headache or just feel more overwhelmed in a specific sign, a zodiac sign or a lunar phase, then that could very well be the case. I think that tracking a lunar cycles, though, over like 3 to 6 months really helps you to see if that is what it's from, or if it's not just a bodily thing that's happening. Let's see here. Cancer energy might kick me into gear to deal with my grief emotions toward my fur baby. Oh, fur babies. Let's see here. Yeah, Cancer is definitely, it's an emotional season for sure. But besides that, the thing about Cancer is that it's the sign of the crab, right? And you think about how a crab will hide out in its shell and it carries its home on its back. So when we think about emotions, you want to consider this idea of, where are you trying to pinch? Where are you pinching yourself or pinching others? Where are you hiding out? What are you carrying on your body? So as a Cancer rising myself, and I have a ton of water in my birth chart and also a lot of fire. So my emotions can flip on a dime here. But I think something to consider is that when you have a lot of emotions, it's a strong personality trait, because you can empathize with others very well, and you can see from other people's perspectives and put yourself in somebody else's shoes. So it's certainly a strength. And the thing I think is that with a person who's heavily impacted by a water energy, and this is exactly what I was talking about, is looking at the opposite of that, which is that Capricorn. How do we put structure around this? So I know myself that if I don't have like my calendar all sorted out for the week ahead, and my time to go for a walk is in there, and my time to just relax and have downtime is in there, and all my work time is in there, and my parenting time, if all that structure is not there, I can very easily become emotionally overwhelmed and feel really put upon and like nobody is helping me because I am such a watery person and such a fiery person that I might just want to toss my plan out the window, go do something else. But then I'm the one who also suffers the consequence of that when whatever needed to be done didn't get done, or I don't reach my goals, or I don't feel well because I didn't go for a walk. So thinking about how your emotional self is and then putting structures around it to support yourself. I wrote a book this year. It's called Magical Self-Care. It's by me, Sarah Waka. And if you are a person who is looking for structures so that you can better care for yourself, totally check it out. It's on Amazon, Barnes and Noble. And it talks about all of this. So go check that out. But that's exactly what we're talking about here, is that when you're feeling so just the emotions, that Capricorn energy to help you put structures around yourself to support yourself through that energy, because the emotional weight of water energy and like Cancer, it's really a beautiful thing. Actually, it's what makes us so good at taking care of other people and relating and helping and being the helpers, but it also can be burdensome. So Capricorn comes in to help us reflect and say, how did I support myself through this, or how didn't I, and what do I need to do going forward? All right. So Capricorn full moon, it's upon us. Definitely thesistersenchanted.com/blog and look for the Capricorn full moon. It should be right at the top. Blog post that'll have our YouTube video about it, the podcast episode, and the tarot spread if you want to look at that. We are hosting a workshop on the 19th. If you want to join us there, anybody who's here watching, who's one of our Enchanted Journey members, it's going to be in your membership, but we're hosting a workshop on the 19th. It's only $33. So where I live, I can't even hit a drive-through for me and my two kids for $33. But we are going to talk about, it's a mid-year magic reset. And what we're going to do is look at the lessons learned from the first half of the year, where we've worked towards our intentions and our goals or where we haven't. We're going to release it, practice gratitude, look for lessons in abundance, and then we're going to reset ourselves for the rest of the year ahead. And it's happening on the 19th. If you can't make it live, you can catch the replay. So I'll pop this link in here. But check it out if you're interested in joining us for that. Like I said, it's happening in 1 week from now. And we'd love to have you there. And Tara says, love the book. Thank you. Yeah, check out Magical Self-Care. I'm proud of it. And it's not just like baths and chocolates and wine. It's boundaries and communication. And as a person who is very emotional, I will say I'm a highly emotional person, not just like getting sad, but I can rage out like I have a Sagittarius stellium, which means I have a lot of Sagittarius fire. And that coupled with all my water and who knows what's going to happen, and boundaries and really functional self-care has been the thing that's allowed me to live more peacefully in my life and not feel so, not feel like every day is an emotional roller coaster. But it really comes to self-care foundations and structures and getting those in place. Anyway, check that out. All right, y'all. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate those of you who were here for my impromptu live stream today. And if you're in the app talking to me, I'm sorry I can't see those comments, and I'm not at my office. As you can all see, I'm at Anna's house. Those of you who know us, I am not at my office, and I don't have my things set up. So hopefully someone's in there helping you out. But you can ask me any questions on the replay in the app and I will answer them for you, or just come say hello. We're welcoming in all kinds of new members over there. So thank you all for hanging out with us. Our community is so awesome because of all of you. All right, everyone. Happy full moon. And check out that podcast. Oh, we had a new podcast episode come out today on human design. I interviewed Crystal Alfarero, who teaches human design, and she is the guest on today's podcast. So the podcast is Expedition to Soul. You can search it anywhere you listen to podcasts or on YouTube, and go listen to that, because human design is one of those things that I love reading about, but it makes my head spin. So Crystal breaks it down, what it is and what you can take from it. So check that out. All right, y'all. Hope to see some of you in the workshop next week, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.